The new album from Blink-182, One More Time, is the perfect mix of old school Blink and new school Blink with some fresh sounds from the band added in, and it could be a contender for one of the best rock records of 2023. Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, it's Nick here with you. Welcome back to the Rock Squad channel, and welcome to my rock album review for the brand new album from Blink-182. It's called One More Time. One More Time is Blink-182's 10th studio album, the follow-up to 2019's 9, and the first album to feature Tom DeLonge back as a member of Blink since the Dogs Eating Dogs EP in 2012. Yeah, a lot of fans have been waiting a long time for Tom DeLonge to come back into the Blink-182 fold, especially after Mark Hoppus had a battle with cancer and Travis Barker married a Kardashian. It's okay, he's one of the best drummers in the world and the producer of this record, so I guess we can forgive him for that. And after releasing the single Edging over a year ago, the band has spent the better part of 2023 on the road and released a steady stream of singles ahead of the release of the album, which in my opinion have all been fantastic. I recently did a rock albums rank for Blink-182. I'll link that up for you here if you want to check it out. But spoiler alert, my favorite record and the one that I put on the top of the list is Neighborhoods from 2011. I love that record. I'm a big fan of Blink-182, and I'm happy to say that this new album, One More Time, really does mix together all the elements of Blink that as fans we know and love, that we've experienced over a number of decades of being fans of Blink-182. You have that old school kind of Enema of the State pop punk sound that Blink was known for in their early days, and you have more of the alt rock sound that they did over the last couple of decades, and then they mixed in some new sounds and some new emotions that we've never heard the band do before. To me, this is a fantastic record. Might be one of Blink's best albums, definitely a contender for one of the best rock records of 2023, and it's just great to have the band back together. It's great to have Tom DeLonge back in there. I know Matt Skiba did a great job when he was playing with the band for a couple of years, but it's great to have Tom DeLonge back in the band and have Blink sound like Blink. The band have never sounded tighter instrumentally and vocally. Every song locks together. Obviously, when you have Travis Barker on drums, things are just going to click together like a clock. It's amazing. And he puts so much effort and energy into the drums on this record. And then, of course, you have Tom and Mark sounding great singing together again. And that is the sound of Blink-182. And kudos to Travis Barker on the great production as well. He's really come into his own as a producer and a writer. I know he did a lot of production and stuff with Machine Gun Kelly, and he makes this record sound clear and punchy, and it just sounds great. In comparison to the last couple of records we heard with Tom DeLonge, the 2003 self-titled record and Neighborhoods from 2011, this sounds more like a balance of all the different sides of Blink's sound. You have songs that are just classic Blink-182 that sound like Enema of the State, like Anthem Part 3. We finally have the completion to the Anthem trilogy. Very old school pop punk sound, very Enema of the State, with Tom DeLonge doing his best Tom DeLonge voice. Where are you? Okay, not quite like that. Songs like Terrified bring up Boxcar Racer vibes. I was recently watching the interview that the band did with the Zane Lowe on Apple Music, and they mentioned that there was a leftover Boxcar Racer song on this record. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments, but I think this is it. In terms of the new school, kind of more alt rock sound from Blink-182, there's lots of that here. That's personally my favorite sound that Blink-182 has done over the years. There's lots of that going on here as well. In terms of that more new school alt rock sound of Blink-182 that they did in the last couple of records, the sound that I really love from the band, there are a couple of songs that really scratch that itch on here as well. More Than You Know is one of my favorite songs on the record, with some killer double bass drum from Travis Barker. I also love Dance With Me. The band sounds so tight with the bass and guitar playing off each other with a catchy as hell Blink-182 chorus. And in classic Blink-182 style, there are some short, quick joke songs on here that are fun, like Turn This Off and Fuckface, like the titles on there. But to me, they're kind of wasted tracks on the record. They just kind of fill it out, which is fine. But I guess it's not a Blink-182 record without them. My girlfriend Danielle and I were listening to this record together, and she's thinking, like, these guys are 50 years old. Like, when are they going to stop doing this kind of childish stuff? And my answer was, well, never. And as Blink-182 fans, that's how we like it. On the flip side, there's some real emotion on One More Time, especially on the title track. It's the most emotional song I think I've ever heard from Blink. It's got emotional vocals from all three members of the band, including Travis Barker, which is really cool. And the lyrics are frank and real about everything that has happened to them over the last few decades. And there are some other tracks on here that really hit close to home and bring a tear to the eye, like Childhood and You Don't Know What You've Got. And it's great to see that Blink-182, they're known for being kind of goofy, but you know what? They bring the emotion on this record and you can really feel it. For me, there are a number of strong standout tracks on this record. Bad News, Turpentine or Turpentine, whichever one it is. And then When We Were Young, these are standout tracks for me on One More Time. And I still love Edging, the first single that came out over a year ago. They've really been making us wait for this new record. I love Edging. It's a mix of the old school kind of humor sound of Blink with the new school sound of Blink. And I think it's a great track. And I think it was a really great comeback track to get us excited to see Blink again. But strangely enough, there's When We Were Young on this album, but then there's a song called When I Was Young on the Dogs Eating Dogs EP. Very similar titles, but completely different songs, but still confusing. I really love the poppier tracks on here as well. I love Fell in Love. I felt that was really lighthearted and fun. Very, very Blink-182. Love that. Great summer rock track. Bad News, which is a fun breakup song with Mark on lead vocals. And then, you know, when you think about the drums in this song, there are some old school pop punk beats, and nobody does that better than Travis Barker. And then you have a song called Blink Wave, which is the band finally embracing their love of 80s new wave and synth sounds, which they've always claimed is one of their influences. But it's great to hear them doing that on this record. And that's something that I hope they continue to do in the future. I love that track. Overall, I think that One More Time, the brand new album from Blink-182, is a really strong return to form for the band, a return to form for, having Tom back in the band. I love what they did on California, and I like 9 OK, but when you think about Blink-182, it's got to be that core lineup of Tom DeLonge, Mark Hoppus, and Travis Barker. These dudes are meant to play together. Is it the best record of their career? It's going to be up there. I think a lot of fans are going to agree that this album is really, really strong. From the reviews that I've seen online, everybody is saying that this is a really great record, and it absolutely is. I think for me, Neighborhood still might be my favorite Blink-182 record. I love that record, but I think this is a really strong contender to be a favorite for a lot of Blink-182 fans, and a contender for one of the best rock albums of 2023. So we'll see how that shakes out. And if I could levy a criticism at this record, I really did like it. I don't really think there's a lot of things that I didn't like about it, because this is one of the most anticipated records that I've been looking forward to most in 2023. I would say that maybe it's a little bit long on the tooth. It's a 44-minute record. Ooh, plus 44. It's a 44-minute record, so that could be long for a Blink-182 album, but it's got 17 tracks on it. I think it was worth it to put as much on there. Even with 17 tracks, there's a couple of throwaways, a couple of those joke songs. Could be too long for a Blink record, but you know what? We've been waiting a long time for this, so what the hell? But you can tell that the band put their all into this album, and it shows on every track. You have Mark, Tom, and Travis all at the top of their games in terms of their songwriting and production, even though they had a few co-writers on this album, which I find surprising. But the performances as well, these guys locked together so tight on this record, and it shows. A little bit confused about the album cover, so I picked up the CD copy of the album yesterday at Sunrise Records, and they just released another album cover the other day. They hadn't released it in a while, and I thought this was a temporary cover for the new cover that they released, but it isn't. So at least this version that I got features just this straight blue cover with the band on the back. I'll just give you a quick little look at it. Looks really cool. Quick little unboxing video here. Wasn't really planning to do this, but you see the CD. Looks pretty cool. And there's a booklet in here as well, which I'll be going through a little bit later. Really, really cool. And of course, with any new album that I get, you got to snip the booklet. Yes, the smell of fresh music. Anyway, I'm super glad to have Blink-182 back in my life with this new record One More Time. I'm sure you are too, and I know that I'm going to be blasting this album in my car for months to come. I'm going to give the new album from Blink-182 One More Time a solid 4 out of 5. And that is it, guys. That is my rock album review for the new album from Blink-182. We've been waiting a long time for this one, so let me know what you thought of the album in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to toss us a like. We'd appreciate that. And if you like this channel, if you love to rock out as much as we do, we talk about all kinds of rock, every kind of rock here on the channel. If you love to rock out, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. You can check us out on social media as well, on Instagram and TikTok. You can check us out at Rock Squad Pod. But I'll see you guys again for another rock album review. We got 2 more coming up this weekend from the Rolling Stones and Rival Sons, so keep your eyes peeled for those. Until then, rock on, everybody.